Hey people, Injured here, 53, Angstrom Heights, blue team. Zeno is a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat with a bolt gun, can get a melee weapon, and can also support the structures and repair. We got some Dark Angels DLC for Zeno. Someone else alongside with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, the Alpha Legion elite scheme. Rounding off the team here, Hutch 4343 with a brother captain, very durable hero that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful support and disruption fighting in melee combat. Red team then, two Lord Commissars. First up is Anchvs. I think it's meant to be Anchvs, so that's what I'm going to go with. And we've got Sgtsmith 501. These guys fighting melee combat with strong offense and support. Begin, there it is, with a refractor shield, and we have the Death Core of Krieg DLC for Smith. Alongside Jumpers999 as a force commander, very good offense, fighting melee combat, and can also tank, disrupt, and support with buffs. The Blood Ravens out to fight. Needs to support the southwest. It's 2v1 here versus Anchvs. We've got triple heretics for SomeoneElse and double stormtroopers into a strike squad for Hutch. Force One is now here to even things up a bit. Going into the fray, where's the battle cry? There it is, and gets a good special on those stormtroopers. Almost knocked them all over. Actually got some domino knockback on the strike squad there. These guys getting in there. Start off as a generalist unit, heavy infantry, but can be specialized for melee or ranged. Another good special. Sorcerer chasing down some marines, momentarily gets a consume and then fires some nasty doom bolts onto those tactical marines. Just casually consumed the heretic there to get some energy back. You can lay some really good traps with this many heretics as a sorcerer. Oh, Force Corner goes down. There he goes. So he can worship with one, and then he's got two heretics to pincer something. Or he can worship with two heretics and infiltrate everything. These guys are getting awfully close. For having that much health, they're going to drop a model here for sure. There it goes. Maybe even two. It was a massive risk. Yeah, they dropped two models. A massive risk to come back out into the field with that much health. I know you want to defend your power, but you were very close to losing models there and lost two. That's 150 requisition. Techmarine is punching some guardsmen to death, but they are getting their sergeant. Oh, are they going to get him in time? It's going to be close. The sergeant will give them a few models as well as the sergeant model. There we go. They're okay. Tactical Marines now trying to get into some melee. This has turned all red. Sgtsmith doing a good job very early on getting those caps. These guys can now get heavy cover and shoot the crap out of the guardsmen. Heavy bolter is in play for Sgtsmith. 438 to 499. Those guys barely getting out of the firing arc. We have heavy bolter in the southwest too from Jumpers. Double catechins for Anchvs. They're in there somewhere. There they are. Versatile infantry that can disrupt like that. It can support with smoke and also get into some pretty powerful melee combat. Pretty scary DPS on these guys. They just don't have a melee charge and they don't have a melee special attack. But if you let them get into melee, they're going to tear you up. Suppression didn't quite come in time I did. It saved them, but they still need to run, I think, over there. Noise Marine's up now for SomeoneElse. The Sonic Blaster doing good damage. Also disables ranged weapons and attacks. It's really bad news for Catechins. Shuts down most of what they can do. I think they can still use their smoke if they've got this debuff, I think. But they can't use their grenade launcher. They can't use their shotgun blast. Can't use their shotguns, obviously, to shoot ya. But as I said, pretty good in melee. Heavy weapon squad pushing up. It's quite low. This is kind of risky because Assault Marines are here. There's a jump. They do get the knockback. Is that going to kill him? That might kill him. Or maybe not. Can they jump again? They do not try to jump again. I think they should have tried. Instead, they jump some guardsmen. 431 to 463. Lord Commissar with a power sword. Yes, should be able to deal with them here. And at least get a decap, I think. There's that double Zinch worship. Sorcerer is being spotted though by Catechins, I think. And there's the double Catechins. They're in play. It wasn't a mistake. Scouts have their shotguns. Purgation now on the field for Hutch. So they have a very quick bash potentially with Noise Marines and Purgation. Where the captain pops We Are the Hammer, his starting ability, giving extra speed and damage resist to his allies. Doesn't give himself the speed bonus though, unless he gets his sword, I think. Goes down there. Double Catechins getting in. These guys on the Noise Marines need a Doom Blast. Oh, the Doom Blast didn't hit the Catechins though. He used it a little bit early. Looks like they have got away. Maybe slightly lucky to do so. I don't think these guys, were they not in melee? In melee stance? They should have finished off those Noise Marines, I think, or at least got another model there. 431 to 444. And red team now poking through for a power bash. Force Squadron leads the line. Strike Squad chasing him. Does have a bunch of support though. And they're setting up quite nicely here. Need to split up a little bit, I think. That was for the Emperor on the Tactical Marines there, I believe. Yeah, Force Squadron turns around and smacks the Strike Squad around. But we do have grenade launchers, don't we? Yeah, 2 grenade launchers. They might want to split up a little bit. Vengeance rounds from the Devastators messing up those Stormtroopers a lot. Oh, we have Vestments of the Warp for the Sorcerer too. So he can get straight onto the Devastators and then follow it up with some disruption maybe. And there's a Doom Bolts as well. Taking a lot of damage. Little bit isolated. Has some support now from an Assault Marine squad. Zeno coming up all the way down here. Techmarine getting level 3. What are you doing here, buddy? Looks like they pushed back Smith pretty well. Killed the heavy bolter. And they're now getting power bashed. Does have some flamers of their own though, Sergeant Smith. Trying to tie up the Tactical Marines in melee, are they? Nope, just getting super close to them. Are they going to get a full bash? Now the Tactical Marines go into melee. And Scouts are going to get a cap on that VP. Deathcore of Krieg in the mid though. And that Commissar is going after those Marines, I guess. With his power sword. I think they'll defend the rest of it. Might even get a model here. Oh, maybe not. They retreated immediately. Don't think they could make it happen. Blue team straight onto the red team's power. Gonna get a full bash here. Maybe even a full bash and a decap. Purgation don't bash power nearly as well as they used to. But still pretty okay. This is a drop pod from Jumpers. Gonna be Tactical Marines getting out of there. Devastators need to move up and they need to be protected because the Sorcerer is going to get straight onto them. Maybe keep some Catechins around them there. Was that Aura of Discipline? It is Aura of Discipline. That's going to be very helpful for these Space Marine allies. And Ogren's up for Smith. Do you also have Aura of Discipline? No Discipline there. Ogres can do what they want. Smith is taking back the VP. Commissar heading straight up to the power, but it is being noded. Doing a good job getting straight back onto those points there, Smith. Not wasting any time. Commissar's going to go down here, I assume. No, lives. Oh, goes down. Force Commander has the Thunderhammer now and a Sacred Standard, but he's chasing into base. I think he's forgotten about this Force Commander. Bashing power, and this guy's going to die. Yeah, misplay there from Jumpers, and they've both lost their heroes. Can Smith get down there and revive him? Maybe. Bunch of stuff in heavy cover. Backs away. Here are the Ogrins. These big ripper guns that they smack you to death with. They can smack you so hard that they have heavy melee damage. Also super heavy infantry armor. So they do have resistance against piercing damage like these bolt guns and stuff. Level 4 Techmarine. Doesn't have any gear. Could get the plasma gun up maybe to help against the Ogrins. Don't have any more war gear for that Commissar. Dreadnought on the way for Zeno. They're keeping this push up because the Chimera is allowing them to reinforce. There's a circle of summoning. Spawning Bloodletters from the Sorcerer. Also allows you to reinforce off it. But I don't think it allows your allies to reinforce. The Strat Squad now have their Cybolts ammunition, boosting their range DPS by a hell of a lot. Meanwhile, fighting over the VP gets the decap. Ogrins are onto the Techmarine. Dreadnought is coming out of base now. We do have a heavy weapon squad. They could get a las cannon and a... Oh, Bionic Eye. I was going to say Inspire Courage on a las cannon. It's really painful for a vehicle, but he's gone Bionic Eye to get Inspire Determination instead of Inspire Courage. Upgrades it to give a massive speed boost and stuff. Also, yeah, it heals the rest of the guys. When you execute one model, it will heal the rest of the squad. Doesn't have a way to reinforce, but we'll see. Dreadnought gets a smack. Are they going to use it on the Ogrins here? It is a melee resist Dreadnought. Emperor's Fist there, stunning and knocking back those Ogrins. Las Cannon is in. Couldn't set up in time to get a shot on the Dreadnought though. Dreadnought very determined to kill this Commissar. I guess he doesn't want him executing and buffing things. Might have realized that the Bionic Eye is up. Being chased, Las Cannon repositioning to get shots on the Dreadnought. I think it's going to get at least one here. Maybe. It's really trying to set up. Trying to make this work. Has all the pieces to take this Dreadnought down, but can they get in position? Dreadnought turns to fight. This is the time. The time to set up. Uh-oh. Assault Marines are here to spoil the party. Took a while to set them up. They could have got a shot there, I think. They'll still get one because of the shield stops knockdown. And there's Inspired Determination. I don't know if it went in time to affect that shot. It must have, because look at the damage to this Dreadnought. Ogrin's trying to finish it off, but it does live up into level 2 already. It's torn apart. 3 Ogrins and a bunch of Guardsmen. That was really close. Down goes Sgtsmith. All 3 red heroes now down. You need to revive well. It's not going to happen for you right now, buddy. Noise Marines with their Blast Master. Can you get a shot on this Chimera here? They have double Noise Marines, in fact, for someone else. And double Blast Masters. And that's what they do. Turns them into an artillery piece. Pretty damn effective. And that was a good rear armor hit on the Chimera there. That thing needs to back away. And some Zinch worship. Making things harder to see. We are getting repairs now. And you guys have your silencers. Good damage to all targets, but it's not a burst weapon like a missile launcher or a las cannon, so you need a vehicle to sit in place to take it down. But it is a good generalist weapon. Also rending, is it called? Yeah, rending, which boosts your damage versus heroes or commanders, which is pretty interesting. Here come plasma guns from the stormtroopers. They have their acolytes as well. Gives them fanaticism, which is pretty cool. Allows them to render themselves immune to damage for like 2 seconds, I think. You can avoid plasma cannon shots or something. Here's a Dreadnought now repaired up. Assault Marines holding their own. Level 4 these guys with a Sergeant. Wow, they've killed a lot of Guardsmen, I guess. And Sgtsmith getting pincered. Looks like Anchvs is on the field now. Level 3. Where did Sgtsmith go down? Right there. Did they go down again? Did they go down twice? Didn't remember them being there, but they might have been. It's a good Blastmaster shot on those Catachans. They do tend to bunch up quite a lot, don't they? Okay, sends those guys packing. Might want to get to the mid though, guys. Looks like scouts are going for it. There's been no slowdown in the fight over the power points yet. Tier 3 for Anchvs, also for Jumpers, and SomeoneElse also in Tier 3. Chimera is repaired up, almost level 2. Those guys get a decap. Power bash was done by these tactical marines there. And everything's blue in the northeast. And in the east, the natural VP's turned blue as well. Ogrin's still around. So it's a Dreadnought though, and it's almost level 3, this guy. Scouts get the cap. Well done, guys. And those guys got wrecked by vengeance rounds. Devastators. They're in cover now, though. That was a Basilisk Flare, I think. Can a Chimera do a power bash? It's going to try. Catachan's in there. Guardsmen in there with plasma guns. They're going to get a full bash, I think. Meanwhile, in the mid, Ogrin's pushing through, scaring off the Purgation. Dreadnought's going to engage, I think. Techmarine trying to stay close for some repairs. This guy's level 6. Gets the jump on the las cannon. And they might go down. There's another jump. Just jumping away from the Ogrins there. Dreadnought is going to follow them in. Good special. And Ogrins are dealt with. Only dropped one model though. Here's Jumpers to support. And maybe get a revive. There we go. There's your revive. 200 to 260. It's a 2-to-1 cap for the red team. What is this? Guardsmen being all sneaky like. Force commander levels to 3. Going for the power fist. Have they spotted the tank? I don't think they have. Predator tank here for someone else. Kind of side on here, which is not ideal because there might be some lucky or unlucky rear arm hits. There we go. Turn around. And I guess they can power bash again. I don't think Hutch needs to be here for this power bash. But they'll speed it up, I suppose. Mid is red, 174 to 260. Smith heading back northeast now has stubbornness. But Jumpers is up here. Level 3 Tactical Marines just got their sergeant and they are capping. Dreadnoughts not pleased about this. Immediately Emperor's Fist on their faces. Level 3 this guy. Doing so much damage. What are you guys up to? You need to run. He's going to lose these guys. Just gave them a sergeant and they are going to wipe. Big misplay there for Jumpers. Got some assault terminators up. Was obviously looking down here. These guys with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. Heavy melee damage and tons of health going in on the strat squad there. Oh, we have a Mark of Nogel Predator tank. Seen a lot of these guys. I guess a really tough tank with health regen and melee resist is pretty attractive, even if it lowers the damage against larger targets. It's a hell of a lot of health. 138 to 260. Slows it down too. Seems like a good trade-off though. Sergeant Smith now getting another heavy weapon squad. Everyone is tier 3. Mid is turned blue. Some nervy looking scouts guarding it. Yeah, they can't really fight those Catechins. Need to back off. Blue team are getting the natural back. And some repairs for the Dreadnought. Level 4 Dreadnought. Terminators also for Zeno. Some Deathwing Terminators. Just walking through the tank traps. Big old rosters here. What are you going to get? It's a las cannon again. Wants to really shoot that Dreadnought, eh? Predator backing away. Doesn't want to get into a fight with this heavy melee stuff. Despite having melee resist, you still want to avoid heavy melee. Especially because of rear arm hits and stuff. Force Commander does get away safely. I think these Terminators are kind of low. Half hit points, you might be close to losing one. Depends how that damage has been put on the squad, I guess. There's a good orbital from, I assume, Zeno. Did it kill? It killed like 5 models, I think. Got a few Catechins. But I think most of them were able to duck into the Chimera. Tactical Marines are going to be fine. Sergeant comes in just to make sure. Oh, messed up their retreat a bit. And another one died. Brother Captain got in there with his warding staff. Also has the Holy Armor of Titan. Level 4, getting Psychic Lash too. Can maybe try to control the enemy force commander with that. Gotta make sure he's not using Battle Cry though. I wonder if it'll go through Battle Cry. I don't think so. Depends what kind of knockback it is. Doesn't tell me here if it's weapon or ability knockback. Oh, we have executed Guardsman with Inspired Determination now. Downside is, of course, you can't retreat while it's active, which is why those guys almost wiped out. I think that's what happened to the previous heavy weapon squad as well, most likely. 138 to 246. Blue team looking strong in the mid now. Are capping the VP. Lehman Russ for Anchvs. Got some Stern Guard for Jumpers and a pretty strong force commander. Got the teleporter pack now. Stern Guard have vengeance rounds loaded in, trying to get on the dreadnought. Last cannon gets shots. Needs to move up now though. Kicking off towards the southwest. Massive battle line here. Looks like the Assault Marines have got onto the Stern Guard. Assault Terminator is turned to engage now. Last cannon is trying to get shots on, and the Dreadnought's going to walk into the range. It's not careful. Assault Marines getting on it. Those guys must be level 4 as well. Look how much energy they have after that jump. Plasma guns though, they don't like plasma guns. Doesn't matter what level you are. Assault Terminator is teleporting back to relative safety. Brother Captain is trying to chase them down a bit. And blue team retain the mid. Subjugated now. The Assault Terminators. Can they take out the allied Chimera? Not quite. They are given back. Deathwing Terminators don't have any upgrades yet. But they do have a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Another tank also for someone else. Just triple heretics, double noise marines into tanks. Here's a Lehman Russ talking of a tank. This guy's level 2. Blastmaster noise marines level 1 and level 2. Big shots coming in. Catachans level 3, do not like that. Oh, that was good though. Hit them both. Saw where the shot came from, I guess. Ogrin's now tearing through. They haven't had enough of this blue team in the mid. Tearing up those purgation. Can they get them? They can get them. Well done, lads. Sgtsmith getting a tank of his own, a Lehman Russ. There's a second Predator tank, no mark yet. It's pretty close here. Blue team are getting the mid back. Might have to push something for the naturals. Send some scouts around or something. Land Raider Redeemer is on the field. 138 to 152. There's a rocket run. I believe from Sgtsmith, a pretty good one. There's nothing there to follow it up. They did a lot of damage and forced stuff off the field. They might be able to push through here now. That was Psychic Lash on a Catachan. Uh-oh. Imperial Abyss from someone else. Gets them off the field, but it only killed guardsmen, I guess. Another Land Raider Redeemer, this time from Jumpers on the way. Where is Zeno's one? Coming towards the mid. Assault Terminator is going to get a decap, maybe even a cap. They do now have Power Fists smacking them though. Techmarine is getting Signum. Might throw marked target straight on these guys. Should be. But has not. Some scouts here from Jumpers. Are you going to grenade this guy? Nope. Those guys able to tank through those Power Fists and get the cap without dropping a model. Where was the marked target? Level 8 Techmarine. Get yourself a plasma gun, buddy. Look at this. Grey Knight Terminators now for Hutch. Have an incinerator on their wrist, because why not? Power melee splash damage, not really suited to go after a tank. Land Raider Redeemer has been spotted. Last cannon set up in a really good place. Big battle line here. They're trying to push through multiple sides. We have a Marker Zenith Predator tank. Help them take out the enemy vehicles. Again, Blastmasters doing work here. Paired with this infiltration, they're really a pain in the arse, aren't they? Catachans can now spot them. Saw them just get a big heal there from Aura of Discipline. Down goes one of the Predator tanks. Well done to Anchvs getting in there with the Zeno's Power Claw. Submarines jumping through. Blue team are going to get the mid back. But there's the Land Raider Redeemer of Jumpers. Another Predator tank for someone else. I'd say get up some Plague Marines or something. Help you deal with the vehicles, and they're a good capping unit. But I'm biased towards Plague Marines. This is Sgtsmith going for a decap. Nice idea, but ran into a Dreadnought arm, goes down. Getting a Manticore, that could do a hell of a lot of work here, actually. Let's push together mid, says Jumpers. Lehman Russ is a Vanquisher, and this one is also a Vanquisher. They certainly have what it takes to push against the against the Land Raider, sorry. Those Vanquisher Lehman Russes, they got a Manticore on the way. Rocket run to disrupt infantry. Zeno's power claw as well, if they can get in there. Did Sgtsmith have a heavy melee weapon as well? Can we see? I don't think so. He's got his sword still. Kicking off big time in the mid. Land Raider is pushing all the way up from Jumpers. Eats a melter bomb. Doesn't seem to care too much. Now backing away though. Subjugated assault terminators. Oh, but he had to retreat. Last Cannon's getting shots on that tank, and down goes the Predator. Thanks to a rocket run, I think, finish it off. Land Raider again, edging towards the mid. Terminators getting inside it. Did not drop a waddle, I don't think. We have a heavy flamer on those Deathwing Terminators. Manticore Strike. Gets hit on a Techmarine. And an Orbital now from Zeno. Assault Squad with a good jump. Orbital doesn't do too much. It did push the Leman Russ forward, which might allow it to get got. It does allow it to get got. Melter gun shot, I think, got it done there from the Techmarine. Land Raider Phobos, is that on the way? It is, from SomeoneElse. Saw a little bit of fanaticism then on those Stormtroopers. They are fanatical, but not for very long. Everything retreating back to that Land Raider, of course. One VP remaining for the red team. I didn't even notice that. They're trying to cap the mid, trying desperately to cap the mid. Assault Terminators are there, so is a shielded Commissar. Aura of Discipline really helping. Why are they floating in the air? Oh, that was a Holocaust from the Terminators. 2-1 for red team. They got the cap there. This Aura of Discipline is going to help so much. Grey Knight Terminators are being kind of wrecked. They do have ward on them, but that's not going to last forever. Dropping a model there. Almost got them all. Anchvs goes in and gets down. That means no more Aura of Discipline. 87-1. The Dreadnought has been parked on the natural VP of the blue team, I think. Good thinking from Zeno. They're not going to cap it with that Dreadnought there. Manticore Strike. It's a pretty good one. And a rocket run and an orbital. Bloody hell. Things are retreating back into the orbital, trying to get to the Land Raider. Kills the Techmarine. And that Techmarine was really dangerous. The Assault Marines do avoid the worst of it. These are Circle of Summoning Bloodletters, smacking up a Leman Russ. What a crazy ending. Blue team need to go for that natural, I think. Ogryns are there. I guess they were guarding it, but they're coming mid now. Baneblade on the way for Anchvs. Is it going to come out onto the field in time though? That's a Melter Bomb for the Land Raider. Jumpers has used his Land Raider way more aggressively than Zeno has. These Assault Terminators, they have killed so much stuff. Grey Knight Terminators are on them though. That power melee is stacking up. They're trying to get to the Land Raider. Land Raider needs to stop moving. They do get back to it. They teleport back and they can reinforce off that thing. Still a 2-1 for the red team. They're holding on to this single VP. Did the Ogryns go back to the victory point? They did. It's probably smart. It's probably smart. Here we see the blue team trying to cap the mid. They only need to cap it for a second and they'll have the win. Knocked off of it though. They were knocked off of it. That was some friendly fire from that Manticore Strike. Hutch is down to only Terminators now. Even a brother captain's down in the mid. Absolute death. We've got some guardsmen on the way for Sgtsmith. Has some Kashyyykin with plasma guns. Some raw DPS. You can't knock down the Terminators with grenade launchers, I suppose. Still the 2-1 cap. This is crazy. 25-1. All of the red team heroes are down. Land Raider taking so many shots. scouts are there, but they're not repairing right now. I think the Land Raider is going to go down. Baneblade had time to hit the field. Can it roll itself to the mid? It's uncapped, 1-to-1 here. Look at this now. The Sorcerer is being sneaky. Ogrin's left their post. Or he might have just teleported away from them. No, he's still got Vessels of the Warp for some reason. Does not have the teleporter icon anymore. Gets a decap, and that's going to be enough. Ogrin's left their post. I don't know if they would have been able to stop the decap. Because of the decap in the mid, it turned to a single, and they got it. That was so close at the end. What an awesome ending. Great stuff all around. Level 10 Techmarine we had. Level 6 Sorcerer getting that decap at the end, the vital one. Level 6 Brother Captain was down. We had some Paladins called in right at the end there. Level 7 Commissar and Baneblade must have got a few shots in, just came a little bit late. Force Commander level 5. Assault Terminators were amazing, barely holding on at the end. And the Lord Commissar of Sgtsmith level 3. Were you also in there? Yep, everything was in there. Awesome stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.